Yes,
Grateful.
yes.
Remind me, Simeon, where are you located?
I'm located in Leeds, and right now I'm at home. I was intending to go to the office.
Say,
Can you hear me?
okay. Hmm?
Uh,
I can hear you. You broke up about the location. I didn't get that.
okay, I'm based in Leeds. Leeds? Can you hear me?
Okay,
In
okay,
Leeds?
indeed. Yes.
Leeds.
Yeah. I can
Yes.
hear you. I can
Okay.
hear you.
All right. Thank you.
And your arrangement with work, is that a hybrid arrangement or is it set?
I'm
Can you hear
contracted.
me all right?
Yes, I can. Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you. Yep.
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's a delay.
So,
I'm not
first
sure
thing,
if there is. I'm not sure
I think
if there's a
so.
delay. Let me know, because I do also have Microsoft Teams as well, if that ever works for you.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, so today's session, as I said in my email, is going to be slightly different from our normal sessions because we're going to talk about how we're going to work together. We're going to set it up, and as part of that, there is going to be a bit of information gathering. We're going to do some booking of dates, and we're going to have a quick look at my contract. I want to make all my agreement. And although my agreement is from a business side with Freedom Group, as a client that I'm coaching, it's with you. So I just wanted to make sure that we visit those things. Now, before I start, Simeon, I want to say it's a real honor for me to be working with you.
Thank you.
And the most important thing, you made reference to that in your email, but the most important thing for me with clients is honesty and trust, and
Okay.
absolute confidentiality from my side.
Okay.
I practice according to the ethical values of the International Coaching Federation. I'm trained in that way, and number one is confidentiality, because otherwise that limits the work we can do,
Yes.
because you're not sure what's going to happen with this. So you own the contents of our sessions. You can do with it whatever you want to. But from my side, there's really strict confidentiality. I do have supervision every 6 weeks, where I take bits and pieces from different client journeys into that conversation in an anonymized way. And it's focused on my practice rather than on client situations or client stories. Um, and the only other thing I need to make you aware of is, because I hold my a credential with the International Coaching Federation. Every 3 years, we go through a rigorous process of renewing that. And part of that is submitting our coaching log, our hours, basically. Now, sporadically, they do audits on these. In the 5 years that I've been a member, they haven't done an audit on me. But should that arise, and there's reference to this in my agreement, I need to release to them who made up those hours that I've coached. So the client name and their telephone number and email address. And I need your permission to do that. So it might never happen, but if it happens, I need to release that to you. So I just want to check whether you are okay with that.
Yes. Yes. Happy
Okay.
with that. Yes.
But those are the two things around confidentiality, and then the legal aspect around confidentiality. When I'm legally bound to break confidentiality is in a safeguarding situation where I believe that either you or someone else near you is at risk. I will always tell you, Simeon, I'm going to contact whoever's your emergency person. I need to inform them about this. So it will never be a surprise to you. But that is legally required. Now, talking about emergency contacts, in my last email,
Mm.
where I sent you the agreement, I also sent
I'm
you a
sorry.
link.
I didn't fill that in. Sorry.
Don't worry, you don't have to apologize. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that's where your emergency contact details
I'll fill that in
are.
after this. Yes.
Okay, will be recorded, and that's purely. So why do I ask an emergency contact? Yes, that's the person I will contact in a safeguarding situation. But that will also be the person, let's say you're working at home, you're not in the office, you might be alone at home, you go and make a cup of tea and you don't come back.
Yes.
We're not in the same room. I don't know what happened. Respond to my messages. So
Yes.
it will just be someone who will know how to access you, or they can get someone to access and check it out. So it's really in extreme situations that I will use those details. So it needs to be someone that you feel comfortable with in terms of me contacting them in
Yes.
those situations. Is that okay?
Yeah. So you can always contact Sally,
Okay.
who's your contact, and I'll also, when I fill in that form, I'll give you my mother's contact details as well.
Okay.
So today I'm at home right now, but my
Okay.
intention was to be in the office today.
Yes.
But just for a number of reasons, which I'm happy to discuss at some point, perhaps, I'm not in the
Okay.
office. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to run through my little tick list to get the admin out of the way, but I
Yep.
want to invite you to stop me at any stage if you have a thought or a comment or a question. I'm really comfortable with interruptions, Simeon.
Thank you.
Okay, we talked about confidentiality. What's your expectation from the session? Before I start rambling on, what's your expectation from session 1?
From session 1, I would love to have the ball rolling, but also just to share my thoughts about some of the challenges I'm experiencing. And even though we have limited time, to get your input in advance, like as much input as possible from your expertise. Just try to get just to ride the waves and things. I'm happy to share a bit of background as well, a little bit about how we got to this stage and what my hopes and aspirations are, and also how I'm just really, really grateful to be meeting you based on your experience with your children, but also our shared faith in the Lord. And the Bible says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And so that's and overall, I'm just praying that the Spirit leads us, that any coaching that I receive from you is just like spot on. I don't want to waste any time, to be honest.
Amen. Amen. I echo that. And in what you've said, I've heard several things that made me wonder whether we are clear about what coaching is.
Yes.
So as a coach, I will wear different hats. Yes, sometimes I will wear a mentor hat and I will share some of my insights, my experience, whatever. I might also be a teacher at times when I'm teaching you a concept or a strategy.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I'm the coach.
Thank you.
And that means I'm not the one giving you all the solutions, but I'm allowing and creating a space where you can gain a greater level of self-awareness, but also come up with a solution. So my philosophy is that you hold most of the solutions, but because of our pace of life and how we perceive ourselves and lots of complicated and complex psychological, environmental, and whatever other things, we don't sit and really dig deep. It's not human nature typically. So with your permission, and coaching is something that we form together. So this is not something I'm doing to you or I'm delivering to you, or you are like the pew warmer and just watching a show and there we go. No, it's put on your gym clothes. Here we go. we're gonna sweat it out together. And actually, between our sessions, Simeon, you are the one that's going to do the work. This is I want to prepare your expectations. This is a tough journey.
Yes.
But it is so worthwhile.
Yes.
And if you are ready for hard work, then we are going to be a really good partnership.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready.
Yes.
As I explained before, we can work transactionally sort of here at the
Yes.
at the top, or we can go deep and we can change the roots, work at the roots. And
Yes.
if we affect that change, the
Yes.
fruit starts to change. And
Yes. Yes.
that's really long-term change that we're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, we've talked about coaching in terms of it being solution focused, looking at the future. We might look back now and then, but typically, because the looking back is about understanding, and there's value in that. And sometimes I can hear, you want to hit the ground running, you're ready for pace,
Yeah.
but sometimes it requires us to slow down if we want to work deep.
Okay.
And sometimes the less enables more.
Okay.
So that is a challenge, typically with an ADHD brain. Can be with other neurodivergence as well, but typically if there's an ADHD element, that is something that is hard.
Yes.
So just carry that in the back of your mind. Less is not necessarily less. It might actually be that opportunity to shine his light in a dark corner where it's
Yes.
a blind spot.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
My big philosophy is God created us all intentionally.
Yes.
Nothing is a mistake.
No.
Nothing is just by the by.
Yes.
Everything was decided.
Wow.
And in our work, we're going to go back to your blueprint. What is
Thank you.
God's design for you?
Thank you.
And we are going to understand it. We are going to accept it.
Yes.
We are going to talk about it and learn to offer some of that understanding to others around us.
Yes.
And with that comes ownership. I'm taking ownership of this. I'm the owner of this brain.
Yeah.
And that means I need to be aware of certain things, but it also means I want to create space for these things. And that might be I need to develop those strategies, but I might also need to be aware of environmental factors on certain things. How do the environment and what happens, and maybe there's pressure, or maybe there's loads of noise, or whatever it is, how does that impact how I show up? And that's what we need to understand, but also offer that understanding to those around us. And in that, we're changing the world, Simeon, conversation by conversation.
Yes. Yes.
But it's not something to shy away from. It's not something to hide. This is who I am.
Yes.
And we want that to sit like an old pair of jeans, nice and comfy, no pinching. Okay, so we're going to look at what gets in the way of that. We refer to trust and honesty. That's where you do the real transformational work. If you are able to be honest with yourself, and I need to be part of creating the space for that. So if I get anything wrong, Simeon, I'm going to rely on you to be honest with me and tell me. And I will ask you lots of questions, not because I am looking for the right or wrong answer to make a judgment or anything. There's no judgment here, because there are no two clients that has the same story. And I might sometimes say, what's been helpful for a client in a conversation last year was this. Is it relevant to you? And when I say something like that, there's no expectation of me that is going to be the case. So there's no assumption from me. And if there is, then I need to check myself, because that's not how it should be. It should be a really neutral space. And I might be really curious. It's not to judge, it's to find out, okay, so what's sitting under this? Why is this thing so important to you? Where's it coming from? It helps us to understand everything that's in that memory bank of your subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind basically governs us. If if you go to your local supermarket. I bet you don't think I need to turn left here and I need to turn right there. You just arrive. Your brain's automated that whole process. You're not cognitively conscious of every step you take to get there. You might have been the first time when you were trying to find it. And that's what happens in our lives. Our subconscious mind offers us something that's been automated, and we just run with that and then end up thinking, oh, I'm here again. Didn't want to be here, but somehow, I'm just here again. I'm going to change that. No, it's not going to change until I pull up that automation from the subconscious mind and make changes to that. So that's going to be a lot of our work, is digging up what's in that automation process and applying your decisions, what you want, what you don't want, what you agree with, what you don't agree with, to whatever is there in the subconscious mind. Okay.
Thank you.
And partnership. So partnership is really strong in the depending on the influencing the quality of our work.
Yes.
So you might have insights, new learning, new thinking in our sessions.
Yes.
And if we don't land that somewhere, nothing happens to it. We've had a great conversation, great learning, but it doesn't change anything. And that's what I encourage you to do. This is the bit that's absolutely, the ball is in your court.
Thank you.
So what needs to happen during our sessions for you to capture that? What do you need to do to capture whatever's happening, in terms of if there's new insight, if there's something that you want to try, what needs to happen in our session that's going to set you up to actually engage with it after?
If there was a way, maybe next time, if we could meet on Microsoft Teams, and and maybe after our bits and bobs, or maybe specifically when we're learning or discussing things, if we could record our session, that would be invaluable for me. That means I need to take less notes, if that would be okay with you.
Okay, and is that because you have a note taker on Teams?
No, if I have seen some people do have note takers by an app. I actually don't know much about that, but so it's a little bit complex, the whole situation, and let me say wonderful. So yeah, dyslexic challenges, been diagnosed with that since I was at college. ADHD challenges, I was diagnosed with that last year, and then also it looks like I've got autistic challenges, which I'm on the waiting list for an official diagnosis, but the GP did some preliminary fact finding and was willing to send me for that. So I've got all these challenges, and if I'm honest with you, I have struggled in life, and
we can explore a bit more about that, because it's really important for me to understand how that impacts what we do. What would be accessible, palatable, easy and light for you. I don't want you to leave with a heaviness of, oh, now I need to XYZ. That's not, I want you to leave with, oh, I want to, that. So we need to make it fit to you. Okay, so I'm just making a note here about, so typically, Simeon, I don't, I have had conversations about recordings before. I don't, from my side, I don't feel comfortable with that, but let's explore that further before I give you a final decision.
Yeah.
I'd like to explore if there are other ways that we can work around that. Okay. Yes. So let me just see where we are at. Okay, going back to the design, we said that, yes, so curiosity and not judgment. And I invite you to have that stance with yourself. So we are going to do a lot of experimentation, because you need, it's like, trying on shoes. You've got to walk with them to see, are they right for you? And that's what we're going to do. And it's not about success or failure. I completely veer away from that language because even that can constrain us like a straitjacket. We are curious. We are going to find things out by being curious. We don't find things out when there's judgment. Okay, so even when things don't go to plan, that's not a failure. It's going to tell us something. There's something we're going to learn from that. So I invite you to have curiosity in this journey rather than judgment, to not make any assumptions. Don't assume anything. We're going to find the facts. What's the truth? And that's a journey we do with God. And then our roles and responsibilities. So what am I expecting of you? I'm expecting of you to work at the level that you choose. This is your choice. I'm not forcing anything on you. And I don't have any expectation because you own this journey. You do this how you would like this to be. And I will meet you wherever you're at. So I don't want you to ever feel I need to, I must, I ought to. Get rid of that language. It's about what do you want. Okay. And I will go with that. And even if you say, oh, Anna, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, I won't expect it until I see it because life happens. And life happens, and that's it. And you are the only one that's going to make an assessment about that. That's not my place. So let's quickly have a look at the agreement that I sent you.
Okay.
Let me just pull that up. Let me just share that.
Are you sharing it via email or?
No, I'm sharing it. It's just opening up still.
Oh,
I'm just waiting for it to open. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see it in a minute. There we go. I can share it now. So anything I share with you in our sessions, Simeon, I will always put in an email afterwards to you. So if I share any tools or visuals or whatever, they'll always be in an email to you after our session. You don't have to capture that. Okay, so that bit is straightforward. So this is a lot about the International Coaching Federation's stance on coaching. But basically, what I'm saying here is exactly what I said just now. It's all your decision at what level you want to work, what you want to accomplish, and you can walk away at any stage in this journey. If you feel, no, this is not right for me, you have absolute freedom to walk away. Yeah, and this is not me doing it to you. You own this. You'll have lots of choices, so you are going to be the one who has to make those choices. I will not choose for you. I might sometimes say, I've noticed this in the past, so maybe consider that in your decision making or whatever. But I'm not going to be the one giving you loads of advice unless you explicitly ask me for that in our session. But typically, I would want you to come up with what is it that you really think, because that's going to be the best fit. You think from your perspective, I think from my perspective and my experience. I'm not a medically trained person, so I'm not diagnosing or, suggesting anything around medication or all of those things. I just want to make that clear. And yeah, we talked about honesty. So we've agreed 16 1-hour sessions, and
Yeah, so I've just emailed you on that. I think it's actually 17 hours.
Yes, I was just going to say, so the contract is for 16, but the agreement with Freedom is if they purchase 16 up front, I'm giving you a bonus session.
Okay.
So that's my agreement. I haven't received payment from them yet, so that's why I didn't put it in the contract yet. But you will be aware of it. So there is a bonus session.
Thank you.
Our sessions will be an hour long, and my cancellation time is if you cancel longer than 24 hours ahead of time, the session is reserved. We can, and that includes rescheduling. We can use that session elsewhere and rebook it. But if it's less than 14 days, less than 14 days, it's a 50%, and if it's less than 24 hours, it's not refundable.
Thank you.
We've talked about confidentiality. I've talked about the release of information if they're doing the audit.
Yeah.
We've talked about cancellation, termination. You can walk away at any time. There's nothing that holds you to this.
Yeah.
And then if there's any agreement, disagreement, it's never happened in the past, but I invite you to tell me. If you don't agree with something, or if there's a concern about anything, and we can resolve it that way. Worst case scenario, we walk away with no obligation towards each other. We just agree to disagree if that's the case. Do you agree to work in this way, Simeon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So in terms of signature and stuff, can I just I'll have to print it off, I think, and sign it and then send it back, or are you happy for me just to give verbal?
You can just send me, if you reply to the one that has the email that had the agreement in, you can just say I verbally agree to the and then you are free to take breaks, to do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. If you want to stop me and say, Anna, I just need to grab a drink or whatever, I need to move, I need to jump, it's fine. Absolutely fine. This is your session. Okay.
Thank you.
Interruptions, I said that. I will always send you things that we look at. And let's talk about sessions, Simeon. Any questions about the administration side?
No, I've sent you the agreement. I've said I verbally agree with this.
Okay.
And happy to do that. Thank you so much for the free session as well. That's so kind of you.
That's fine.
Yeah, God bless you for that. And I am hoping that now you're on which is a big challenge apparently for such a large organization, to get someone on the approved contractor list. If you build up a good working relationship with Sally, then I think going forward, I'm hoping there are, thousands of staff. I'm hoping that that will open up more opportunities for you and your business.
Yeah, it's all in God's hands. All in God's hands. Talking about Sally, in one of your emails, you mentioned, if anyone asks information about the coaching, you'd like to provide that. That is my standard stance. I don't share anything. If they want any information, I will direct them to you, or if you want me to be in the room, we can have a conversation in a three-way conversation. That often happens, and I will always bat it to you to say, okay, Simeon, in our work together, what do you think, or what have you learned, or whatever it is. So three-way conversations is a common thing in the workplace, especially if there's, you mentioned performance, not a performance planner. What
disciplinary.
Yeah. So if there are things like that, and there needs to be, or it's beneficial to you for someone else to be part of a conversation, then I'm open to those things. I don't charge extra for that, as long as it fits into the time that we've agreed. Okay. Any questions?
So on just for your reference, on frequency of our coaching. Now, hear me out on this. I'm not on a performance improvement plan at all. I'm performing well. I believe I'm performing well. and I'm an asset to the company as a whole. However, there are some things that have gone on behind the scenes, because before I joined the company, my uncle, sadly, who's now in heaven, he said, let the company know before you join that you have some disability. And I did that, but then that caused now it's 2 years, almost, it's going on to 2 years since I've been working for this company. It'll be 2 years. And only now are we having this coaching and support being put into place. So all this while, even though I have performed, I think, exceptionally and been a great asset to the team, I have also been limited in like giving work that achieves my potential. And I did have to, like, a line manager left, and he basically kept me on probation for 14 months. And now he left, I've got a new line manager. But when he took on, because he recently joined the company, when he took it on, he's also from South Africa as well, actually. But yeah, he took on this role, and then he used language that was used in the past by the previous, I think, and therefore he put my status as working towards rather than exceeding expectations or something like that. And so therefore, even though, like, I'm a full member of staff, there's no probation, and I'm not on a performance, whatever. Just based on that comment that he put, that has then limited my annual pay rise and stuff, which is a bit sad. So there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes, but also,
is there clarity about why he graded you like that rather than anything else? Because it normally needs to be evidenced.
Yeah, so I spoke with my pastor, and I said, I messaged him this week, and I said, do you think I should appeal this? Because he put this status, and he specifically said that he has not worked with me. He just took information from other people. But my probation was passed, and during my probation, I was passed because there were no performance concerns. So is it something that I should query? And I told him that the Bible says to be content with your wages. John the Baptist said to those guys, soldiers. So I'm content. But also, because I received a pay rise which is below inflation, it means by working here for the next year, I'm losing out. So it's
is
just a
this
bit,
only about the pay, or is this?
Yeah, just about the pay. Yeah. So I just asked my pastor. He said, should I query it? And he said, pray about it for a few days, and then we'll have a discussion at church, and then maybe I might just send an email and just query whether, because
So my question, Simeon, is this really just about the pay, or is this also about how you are graded in terms of your ability?
Exactly. So I haven't had any or limited support in place in terms of disability, even though I let them know before. But also, I don't even, I know we've spoken about this. I am wonderfully made, but I would like to think that I don't need any support or any help. But so it's about me. I'm wrestling with this kind of thing. Do I need this, or do I not need it? Do I want it? So yeah, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But then so that's kind of going on behind the scenes. And as a result of the last line manager leaving, sadly, what happened, and it's a bit unfortunate, I think.
He just took whatever that classification was.
Yes, but then in terms of the disciplinary thing, now Sally is a wonderful, lovely lady, but she hasn't always been the bearer of good news, if I'm honest. Maybe to my face, it might be pleasant, but.
And is Sally your manager now?
No, Sally's the HR manager.
Oh yes, she's the HR person.
Yeah. So she is a wonderful lady, but she hasn't always been the bearer of good news. And so one thing that she has been responsible for is investigating me for an email that I sent to the client, where apparently there was some reputational damage. So that was going on behind the scenes last year. And so I was in a role where I was managing all the surveys. Now that responsibility was taken off me in a very messy way, very and it's not good for like an autistic or ADHD kind of brain as well. And there was no justification given for it. So it's like everyone is walking around me a little bit on eggshells. And I had a meeting, and basically they read from a script of like they'd planned what they're going to say to the, and basically there's this disciplinary going on in this behind, because apparently there's been a, but I literally was just telling the client what I'd been told to tell the client. And so, and the person investigating me, chairing the investigation, was the person who told me what to put into the email, basically. So it was really unfair. So I just, based on, working in the courts a little bit outside of work, I said, this is not fair. Can you please appoint someone else to chair this meeting? Then they appointed someone else who was junior to that person, but he was actually in the project, like in the email trail. And I'm like, this is not impartial at all. Can you please put someone impartial? Because if they investigate me as a junior member of staff for sending this email, they have to investigate everyone else who told me what to do in that email. So it was really, really messy. And I'm not sure if they want to go down that route. But as it stands right now, I haven't heard back anything from, let's say, a month or 2 months, but there's apparently going to be an investigation coming up. So that, now it should be innocent until proven guilty, because I didn't do anything wrong. And I can evidence actually that I've actually brought money into the business, and been good for clients. I've invited them in and hosted them, and really, really, I was a good survey manager until it was taken off me, and my what I said was limited. The client wasn't happy. He's a difficult client, but however, we still won a framework of 75% of the work from Northern Power Grid. So if there was a reputational damage, there's no effects of it, because we've just won the biggest contract above any contractors. So that stuff is going on behind the scenes. I just thought I'd mention it for your prayers. But yeah, so this being put in place, by speaking to you, it's not free will. Their hand has been forced a little bit, and I've been asking, so it's only, so their hand has been forced by inviting you in, and also the other stuff that they have put in place that I've sent you the thing on. I've sent you, I've like I sent you the email. Just what was recommended by occupational health. Some of this is forced. Like when I speak to Sally, she does not understand ADHD, dyslexia, autism. She always says like, "What's the business case?" So I have to justify why I think something's going to help me, and it is not. And this is apparently a disability confident employer, so it really, really is like, they're not confident at all. It is just really, really abysmal how it's been handled. I think when I spoke with someone else, they were like, if you wanted to move on, we understand why, because so as it stands, based on what I've just said, I don't intend it to be the case, but speaking to you is like a safeguard for me. So I'm not intending for it to be the case, and I don't anticipate it. But as long as our coaching is going on, then they can't legitimately sack me. Not that I'm going to be sacked, not that anything picks up, but if I pass the probation, then they said they're working towards. I don't want to be put on a performance improvement plan or anything like that, because that is just, it doesn't help anything. It's a waste of time. But so as long as we are going on this training with you, coaching with you, then essentially they can't sack me. I'm not saying they will, but they could. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
not at that point, from what I'm hearing at all. There's a few things that need to happen, even if it was a disciplinary. It's not a disciplinary. You haven't got the result yet, and even if you got a result saying, we're not happy with this, there's a lot of things still that needs to happen before it gets to that. If I can share something from my journey in not the same but similar cases, Simeon, is it's like the image I've got is like a nut being cracked open, and that's where the life comes from. That the nut needs to crack for the seed to be able to germinate. And that's the image I have from previous situations where it was similar, where what they've seen and heard was interpreted to mean something. You know, that can be as simple as I might look around when I'm thinking, and you might think, oh, she's not listening to me. And therefore misjudged, or, you know, a misalignment. Here's the reality, and this is what the other person is interpreting, or the meaning they assign to it. And when these conversations start to happen, and there's more understanding of not only, you know, what am I actually bringing to the table, but also understanding what are the barriers, and what is a good fit and what's not a good fit. You know, you're talking about this thing has just been taken away. Let's have a conversation so that I can tell you what my concerns are, or actually what the benefit of this is. I had a client once who was off for stress, and he was working on a really high profile project. He was an engineer too, but he was also mentoring a more senior guy in the organization, and he loved that. He loved the mentoring and what it brought. He loved seeing someone develop and grow. And when he came back after his time off, they took this mentorship away because they assumed it added stress to him. But he wasn't part of that conversation. And that was one of the conversations we had together with his manager, is don't assume, just ask. Just ask. And that's where you're going to get the facts, and not a misalignment with the fact. But that's where the real understanding starts to develop. But it also potentially feels a bit vulnerable, because I am going out on the limb here. I'm not quite sure, you know, what they're going to do with this. Are they going to hear what I'm saying, or are they going to hold it against me, or is it going to limit my options going forward? So it's developing that in a safe way. Typically, workplaces are really precarious around neurodiversity because of the Equalities Act that came in 2010, with some, you know, it gives some legal responsibility to the employer. So it's not a comfortable place for employers who hasn't really got to grips with this to have these conversations. And this is where you are the key holder. You can unlock that door and help understand. So let's talk about frequency. How often
Yes.
do you?
So based on that, what I had in mind was if we were to meet monthly, and then I would have some takeaways, things I would try, and then I would have enough time for them to embed in. It wouldn't sincerely affect my work, so I'll still be able to focus on my work, and I'll be able to share with impact what I've learned, and just share any thoughts. Maybe at the start of our sessions, I could share back, this is what I've tried based on what we've spoke about, and this is the success, and then just get your direction from there. But also maybe maybe there might be times when we could, depending on your schedule, depending on my schedule as well, with my managers, what he says to me, maybe we could increase the frequency. But I was hoping just if I knew that we were meeting every month, and we have this, and I know it's like something to look forward to. I can speak to my line manager saying I'm meeting up with my coach. It gets to a routine, and then also, just based on what I said already, that they can't sack me without me finishing this coaching, basically. But if we were to finish it all in one go, like if we were to meet more frequently, things may not embed in. And I literally want things to really embed in for me to I want this to be the best. Like, I just want to, like, just by speaking with yourself, and because I've got great aspirations as well here in this company and outside of the company. So that's basically what I was thinking, if that works for you.
Yeah, that works for me. So a monthly rhythm,
yes,
and potentially ad hoc sessions if our diaries allow.
Yes,
absolutely fine. And in terms of days or times,
yes,
any preferences or things that we should avoid?
So I'm contracted to work 29.6 hours, and that's Monday to Thursday, but that is not fixed in stone, so I can be flexible. But generally speaking, that's why, yeah, so I don't work on Fridays, generally speaking.
Okay.
Outside of
And
work,
that's your
I also have some caring responsibilities and some other responsibilities. But so
okay.
today I was supposed to go to the office, but because my mother was in hospital yesterday and I had to cook for her this morning, her clothes were washed, but because she went to hospital, I didn't hang them out, so I had to hang out her clothes, and then I had to go help my brother. So that is why I never got to the office today. But my intention was to have this call from the office.
Okay. Okay.
So
And I would always advise clients when we have these calls to be in a place where you feel completely safe, comfortable, and confidential.
thank you.
If there's anything, like some offices have like a glass meeting room, and my client is sitting there,
Yes.
I can see the distraction because someone is
Yeah.
looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, do I know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so if that's the case,
Yes.
consider that in where you would get the most value from our calls. You need to be, and because why I'm saying that, our thinking brain, our logic brain, here's that. Here are the lower parts of the brain, the mammalian and reptilian brain, and we'll talk about this. But when they activate it because there's a potential threat, it compromises my thinking brain.
Yes.
And you and I, to pull up those things from the subconscious mind, we need to be fully in our thinking brain. So if there's anything that's going to compromise that, bring that into your decision making about where is the best to have these calls.
Yes. So maybe being at home might be good because I don't have to think about someone hearing me. So that might be good. However, being in the office also means, yeah, well, maybe usually I like to be in the office, but if it wasn't for my mother's health, I'd be in the office. So I've just sent you the list of topics that the occupational health report gave us of things that we could cover. However,
that's what you sent me, right?
yeah,
You haven't got the one from
access to work.
Access to Work yet. Yes.
They
Okay, so
are not very reliable, it seems. They did
they're
the
quite
everything.
overloaded. That's the they're quite overloaded. So we've seen their response times, declining. And then they had a big recruitment drive, appointed lots of people, and it went up again. It was great. That was about maybe 18 months ago. But because we are talking about these things more openly now, people are recognizing, and they've just been swamped with applications. Do you have direct connection with your what is it, case manager or coordinator? I can't remember what they.
The email doesn't go through anymore. So I did call and I said I haven't received the paperwork through. They said we'll get onto it, but I haven't received any paperwork through, so I might have to call again. But wait, I have to call them for like hours as on the phone. Not hours, but it's like maybe an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, it's
So
very long. I'm sorry, I can't remove that pain.
yeah, but no problem. This is what
Okay.
that's what I've got from the occupational health. If we could cover those, but I'm not
Mhm.
also sure whether they are so applicable. So having your input on that. By the way, you said you got family members on your website. You said you got family members that had neurodiversity challenges. Is that true?
And myself as well. So
Right.
my eldest son, he's 24, he's an ADHD. I'm an ADHD with dyslexic and autistic traits.
Wow.
My middle son has autistic traits,
Wow.
and my youngest son is an ADHD as well, but
Wow.
neither of my younger two children have been diagnosed yet.
Wow. Wow.
In my sister's family, she's autistic, her husband's autistic, and her two children are autistic.
Wow.
My brother is an ADHD, and one of his two daughters is dyslexic and ADHD.
Wow.
So we've got a lovely eclectic mix, and we've all been diagnosed in later life. So
wow.
it's really interesting for us to look back. I was diagnosed at 50.
Wow.
looking back at childhood experiences, even my mom and dad.
Wow.
And recognizing, oh, dad was definitely an ADHD. Yes, of course, he did this and he did that. And, in our own behaviors, how we interacted. So we just have such laughter. And yes, there is maybe sometimes things that we grieve.
Yes.
I wish, my teacher had a better understanding of this, because then
Yeah.
I might not have had all these labels and things. We all have our own journeys. Before we go into that, Simeon, I just want to check time with you.
Yes.
Because of the administration today, do you have an extra 10 minutes
Yes.
after
Yeah.
half past?
Yeah. If you have, then I have. Yes, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Thank
just
you.
don't want us to run out of time and then we haven't talked about that. But before we do that, shall we look at the diary?
Yeah.
And get some dates in the diary, because
Yeah.
if we're looking for
Yeah.
a rhythm
Yeah.
that works for you, that
Yeah.
would be really helpful.
Yeah.
So where are we today? The 19th.
Yeah.
So if
We could do the
that
19th.
19th is a Sunday.
Oh.
But I can do Wednesday the 22nd in the morning, or I can
Yeah.
do Tuesday the
Yeah.
21st in the afternoon.
Is there is there a date or is there a day of the week and a week of the month that we can, and maybe a time that we can maybe schedule in, like every.
That will be possible later on.
All
But
right.
because I've already got some clients
Yeah.
booked
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
June,
Yeah.
we might not be able to. We can head.
Yeah.
Let me just see where it is most likely. Tuesday mornings looks fairly. I'm just running through weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday mornings looks fairly open. Shall we try and head there and
Yeah.
see if that works? Does that work for you, Tuesday
Is
mornings?
there any way we could do afternoon? Is there
Yeah.
any way afternoons?
It's 12
Or
any
like,
good?
yeah, 12 works for me. Or like,
Okay.
I think this time we started at 11:30, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
whatever.
I have supervision on a Tuesday afternoon once
Yes.
every 5-6 weeks. That's the only reason it might disrupt our routine. Okay, so if we look at Tuesday the 21st,
Yes.
would 12 o'clock work for you, or
Yes.
1?
Yes.
What's
Looks like it.
preferable?
Yeah. 12 would be 12 would be 1 would be good. Yeah, both. Let's say 1, because that's after lunch maybe.
Yeah, okay. So 21st of April and 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so that works for you. And then if we go to May, so that's the week of the 18th, same time. So it's Tuesday, the 19th of May, also at 1 o'clock.
Let me just find out 1 second. Because I've got 2 calendars, that's why. I've got personal and the work one. So next one is, you said May, Tuesday, what, 19th?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just check my personal one now. Tuesday, 19th. Yep, works for me.
Okay, and then the 16th of June.
Or do you prefer, can we do 12, what do you prefer? Do you prefer 12? Let's do 12:30. Should we do 12:30 for both of those? Can we do 12:30 both? Or?
Yeah. Let me just go back and see if I can do them all 21st of April. Yes, I can do 12:30 there.
Yeah, that works good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
And 9.
And then May 19th, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 12:30 work there. And 16th of June. Oops. Oh, it's just refreshing. Yes, that works.
30. 16th of June. Yes. So is this basically like the 3rd Tuesday of the month, generally speaking?
It's like actually, is this the 3rd one? Yes, it is the 3rd one.
Yeah, works for me.
It's more or less. It might not always work like that,
Yeah.
depending on the month. And then July the 21st, and then we can book the others
Okay.
later. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
12:30 again.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll send those over. So just to reserve it in the calendar at the moment,
Yeah.
I'll send them by Zoom,
Yes, please. Yeah.
and then we can have the conversation now about Team Zoom. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Simeon, let's talk about your hopes or goals from our coaching. What is it that you want? So I've got the list here from
Yes.
occupational health, and
Yes.
thank you for sending
Thank
that
you.
on.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll hear from access to work, and all of these things are for me secondary.
Yes.
So the first source for me is you,
Right.
because you, as I said, you are the expert in youth,
Yes.
and I'm completely relying on you to tell me
Hmm.
what you find most challenging. So let's talk about
Right.
that.
All right. I think success for me would be getting chartered.
Okay.
That is something that I've got to do in line with work, additional to work, and would really benefit work. I
Mm,
think once I'm chartered, my salary may go up like 10K, 20K, maybe.
mm,
I have a number of years experience, but I'm limited, or companies limit me based on this chartership status, which I don't currently have. It would set me up above my peers, but also it would also enable me, between you and me, to be like do things self-employed a bit more easier. There
okay.
are some opportunities that have there are opportunities, but based on my chartership status, they sometimes limited in how much I can charge and or whether I can apply for work and stuff. But because I'm contracted to 4 days here, then that allows, other days to, if I want to help out, like at church or something like that, then I'd be able to. So having that status would also, to get that status, also, I need to learn some things as well. But I've got some real challenge because I think I've been working, I graduated in 2014 and I
Mm,
have the experience, I think, but I just haven't maybe got tailored the experience towards getting chartered. I've got to write forms for that, write a 7 hour exam or 7 hour and a half exam for that. And I've had and if it's just another year where I don't get chartered or another 2 years where I don't get chartered, it when I get married and have a family, then it'll be even more hard. Now I've got responsibilities with my mum and my brothers and stuff like that. But that would be successful for me. Would be getting chartered, I think. Yeah.
okay. And what is getting in the way in terms of our work
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
neurodiversity and potential challenges associated with that?
Yes.
What is limiting getting chartered? What is getting in the way?
So I've got to, well, first of all, when I was on probation for these 14 months, I was told, I think incorrectly, but I was told that I was not allowed a workplace mentor to sign off my chartership until I'd passed probation, that means it's been a waste of 2 years of my life, basically, for chartership. Maybe not, it hasn't been. By faith, it hasn't been. But so even now, I still
And
haven't got a mentor yet. Yeah.
about the probation, is that a longer probation than a neurotypical person potentially would have, or is it standard?
No, that's well longer. Usually it's like a month or 3 months or something. Or
Mm. And what was the justification for that? Why so much longer?
what they said was they hadn't given me they hadn't given me the work to prove that I was capable of doing it. So it was like they hadn't given me the work, so I couldn't prove it. So therefore they couldn't pass the probation. But that manager left, a new one has come, and my probation has passed because that doesn't make sense. So I think that was a reason. I was doing
Mm.
the work, but
So
there
you are
was,
not
yeah.
getting work that will give them the evidence that they need.
For chartership, you mean, or for? I've passed the probation. That's long gone.
Yeah. I mean, it will give them the evidence of what you're capable of, but it will also be the progression to your chartership because of the experience you'll be getting, right?
Say that again. Sorry.
So they are now giving you different work. Not.
No. So if I'm honest, the work that I'm doing now is like they're not utilizing my. They're not getting the best out of me. And I've asked for specific work, but I'm basically doing work that you don't need to go to university to do. It's like, yeah, it's like drawing work and stuff, which you genuinely don't need to. And I've never done drawing before. That was one of the things. So they want me to do more drawing, but in the past I've never done drawing. I do the designs, someone else does the drawing, and then I check the drawings, and then I put comments. I'm a checker. So when I applied for this role, I applied for a senior position, but my line manager at the time, past line manager, he gave me a junior position, but with the hope of, well, they didn't even say the hope, but yeah. So anyways, so I have capabilities, I believe, of being senior, or you know, greater responsibilities than that.
Okay.
But I'm being limited in that.
The conversation between you and chartership, what needs to happen apart from the 7.5-hour exam?
I need to write reports, get them signed off by a mentor, then sit an interview where I prove my experience meets chartership, and then sit the exam. Prepare for the exam, and then sit the exam. And so, but I can do the exam first, so I don't have to. So right now, every day after work, I could be preparing for the exam. I could genuinely be preparing for the exam. But so it's time. For me, the challenge is time. I've got to write this report, get it signed off. I'm not sure exactly who's going to sign it off, but because in the past I had them all signed off apart from two. And I had them all signed off, and only two were not signed up to the required level. But that was like 10 years ago. So now I hope I will have achieved those two as well. But they changed the whole chartership story. So now I've got to redo, the whole structure. They changed all the criteria. So now I've got to redo everything again. And just writing the reports is a challenge.
And what needs to happen for you to be able to write the report?
I think I need time. I think I need time, focus. I need just to, because I've been told for years that you're rubbish, you're a retard, I don't even say too much stuff, but I've been really, really treated badly by workplaces, employers, colleagues, and stuff like that. And so I also need to increase the self-belief that I can do it. I can do all things. Christ strengthens me. So maybe that's also off. Like literally in my first job, someone told me that you'll never get chartered. He told me you'll never get chartered, and he said if I ever get chartered, he'll come to the party, because he said you'll never get chartered. And people said, yeah, people, and I don't care what they say, because I've wanted to get chartered since I was at university with this body, and people always say this body you're going for is very, very hard. But I'm involved in the body. I want to be involved in this body. Like I'm doing extracurricular stuff with this body, and it's time to get chartered. Like literally, is like I'm the young members chair for our region, and I've been doing that for like 6 years now. Something like that. Yeah. But yeah.
And going back to the reports, Simeon, what are these reports?
These reports that I need to write are based on criteria. So the engineering body has a criteria with bullet points, and you basically write your report to prove that you have the experience for those bullet points.
So you need work experience.
Yes.
To write these reports.
Yes.
And do you have work experience, or are there areas that you still need experience in?
There may be areas, there probably are areas where I need experience in, but I haven't been getting the experience whilst I've been working here. But usually people get chartered after 4 years, 5 years, and I've got 12 years. So I would have, in previous workplaces, I hope I will have gained the experience to certain stuff. But if I was to pass the exam, then that would also prove I have the experience as well. So it's a bit like that as well. So if I do the
Okay.
exam first, it would prove I have the experience for the
Yes.
mentor. So it's a bit like, yeah.
And the person signing off the because I hear, you know, in your past experience you've done a lot of this, but because it's changed, you know, you have to redo all of it. But your current employer might not have, or the person signing off now might not have awareness of, you know, what has been signed off before. So the question is, when you're writing a report on certain, is it like an assignment?
Yeah.
Um, so when you write that and the person signing it off, are they literally just signing off what you've written, or do they have to bear in mind, have you actually done this with your company?
Yeah, so it will basically be just like a preliminary interview. Even if I haven't done the work with that particular that particular colleague who's signing me off, if he was to ask me questions and I was to give him evidence, then that's basically what happens in the interview. So it's like a pre-stage of the interview, and
Okay.
it will if even and actually would strengthen my interview position because
Mm,
I would already
mm,
have proven.
mm. And with your employer, have they put things into place to enable you to be on a program or a route to chartership?
No.
Okay. And is that something that you've requested? Is it
Yes.
normal? Is it you know, normal practice to do that, or is it something that the employee needs to activate?
Well, a good employer would do it.
Mm,
This is a good employer, but they may not have supported many people through chartership in the past, and or they may not have time or capacity to do such a thing. And also, they might think short term, this is a project, but they might not think long term, this is the person. Even though they may say people are our greatest asset and stuff like that, but
mm,
on the ground, it's not really like that. It's just you do your work, you get people get shouted at if they don't do their work, or to work. Yeah. So and it's like people just pass the ball down the chain. Uh,
mm.
so there's a lot of managers and not many people doing the work. So
Okay. Okay. And is this something that you have requested?
I have requested, yes, several times. I've requested something for chartership, and I've asked to join courses, and it's been denied. So I've just joined the courses myself. I've just paid for it myself and then gone for the courses myself. So
Okay.
I can do it myself. I actually don't need to go through my employer for this stuff, but I would like to go through my employer because then they can give me the work that I need to do. But also, I'm thinking if I already have the experience, having work that is easy might be good. That means outside of work, when my brain will be fresher. That means I'll be able to do the reports as well
Mm.
myself. So yeah,
I'm just aware of the time, Simeon. Okay, so chartership is the ultimate goal.
yeah.
In order for you to get chartership, you what are the things that you and I are going to be focusing on in our work? What's the priorities? Let's start with the first three. And they don't need to be number one, number two, number three, just the top three. They don't have to be in order. You can take some time to write your own priority list, but just for my frame of reference, what would be the most important to you?
Mm, I guess some accountability from yourself. So if you ask me this question next time and say, have
Mm,
you done XYZ that you said you would do for XYZ?
mm,
Then just having that accountability that I would say, yeah, so accountability, but also if I was to talk with you about what I'm planning as well, try to explain it to you and you just say whether that's a good idea or not. And I guess if you
mm.
could be praying for me as well on that front as well, that'd be good as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
pray for all my clients.
wow, thank you.
That goes without saying.
Thank you.
But okay, so being keeping you accountable. And by the way, our sessions will have a loose structure. It's a loose structure, but typically we have a check-in time.
Right.
A check-in time, how are you arriving? What's happened since our last conversation? If you've been experimenting, we talk about that. And then we talk about, okay, so what's it about today? So you need to make some time to think about what is the question I want answered today, or what is the thing that is pinching me that I want to get rid of.
Okay.
I want this thing to be less frequently, less intensive, or whatever that is. I talk about pinch points a lot because pinch points signpost us to the solutions. So we need to be able to engage with them. And then the last thing is we talk about, okay, so what have you become aware of? What's your learning? And then what do you want to do with that? And then we try to be really practical. Okay, so for that to happen, what needs to happen? I need to remember myself. Okay, so what do you need to remember? Set an alarm in your diary or make a diary entry. Let's do this. Let's do this now.
Wow.
Okay.
That sounds good, yeah.
So there will be times when I'm going to cut you short and say, for the sake of time, let's think about where are we at now?
Yes.
And what needs to happen from here so that we have time to do those practical things. I don't want you to leave the session with a to-do list of, a mile. Is there anything else? You talked about recordings and your dyslexia and autism. What are the things that I need to be aware of, or would be helpful for me to be aware of in our working together, Simeon?
I think if you were to read what I sent through, the ADHD diagnosis,
I couldn't open those links. It didn't have a link.
No problem. I've resent them. Yeah, I've resent them now.
Yeah. Okay, you should resend. Okay,
then
just image. It wasn't linked.
My Luminous Sparks is there as well.
Yes.
So that might help you understand a bit more about what a human kind of characteristics. It's not spiritual. It's just like totally what I've put in is what they've put out. So it might.
I wouldn't read all of those things, but off your head and from your heart. What are the key things that I need to, just a few, what are the key things that I need to be aware of? What will make it easier or better fit for you if I can accommodate those things?
I think you are already quite accommodating. I'm not sure exactly what we can find. Maybe what we could do is we could, because I heard about it at a training yesterday, that we could make an about me document of things that I could maybe give to a new colleague or a new employer, a new line manager that I'm working with.
Document, yeah. Some people call it their ADHD passport or whatever. Wherever you go, that goes, and that brings a level of understanding. It's also often used as a tool for conversation. Let's talk about these things. Help me understand. What are you saying here? Where does it show up? That sort of thing. Okay. So you've resent those things. I'll have a look at that. We've got a session booked for April, and that will be our first real coaching session.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
I've sent you a few questions, 4 questions, and it would be helpful to reflect on those for that session.
Right.
And that is a little bit of a repetition of what we said today, but it's more depth.
Okay.
So it's thinking about in a year's time.
Okay.
What do you want to be doing or saying that's different from now?
Okay. Will you send me that, or have you sent me already?
I'll resend it to you so you have that.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to send you some ADHD traits. Let's start with the ADHD. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to pick out what is familiar. It's not all the traits.
Okay.
These are just the most common ones I've come across in my work with clients.
Okay.
So it's just the start of it. To get the cogs turning, I want you to look at what do you recognize. Talk to people around you. What if they recognize, and add if you need to. Okay.
Yep.
You're comfortable with that?
Yep. That'd be really good.
Okay. And we haven't got time now, Simeon, but it would be helpful for me to have some understanding about your context in your family, because you are also in a role of a carer. Let's chat about that when we start our session next time.
If you want, just send me all these questions and I'll reply to the questions. Yeah.
Okay. Super. Okay. Take care.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah. Take care,
Thank you.
Simeon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Hello, Razwan.
Hi, Simon.
How are you? You okay?
Well, I'm
Uh,
getting ready to go for lunch, mate, to be honest. How are you?
good. Yeah, very well. I was just thinking, did you get an opportunity to see what I did, whether that was suitable?
I haven't looked over it, but someone is calling me. I will call you back, yeah?
Okay, thank you very much. See you then.
See you.
Bye. Hello, Razwan.
Hi, Simon. I have 10 minutes before I go for my lunch. This is getting ridiculous now. I'm late.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to know whether I had an issue with I have an issue with SharePoint, and so I'm unable. I was just really sorry that I wasn't able to open it in SharePoint, and I just hope that doesn't affect the Xref. So what I was hoping you might be able to do is, I'm not sure what to
Yeah.
suggest. I'm not sure what
Anyway,
to suggest.
the whole thing is that I'm asking for your help, but I'm not willing to do this kind of work, copy files to SharePoint, things like that. So we need to focus on fixing your issue. I copied the file there, I put it in place. I haven't checked it. I only opened it up and deleted everything that you left behind because it was no need. And I know how to create them. The only thing that I left behind was for you. So I cleaned it up kind of, but I will have to. This is why I need a drawing now to be done, because I'm not gonna spend time of putting dimensions into Xref. That's why I want to do the fencing drawing now. Once we have this, because we don't need anything else other than the Xref mainly for the drawing. Yeah. So now the next step is to do the drawing. But if you don't have access to SharePoint, I'm not willing to be the copy paste guy into the SharePoint for the files, to be honest with you, because it's way easier if I'm more than happy to spend hours with you explaining what you have to do. But if I need to copy files over and so on and give me more extra work than I want, I don't want to do that, because I can knock them down by myself, or if I can, or if not, I would probably just ask to sort the issue out first with the SharePoint so you can work on it, because I have some other things to worry about, unfortunately. So I don't want to receive emails with files over files, so I can organize them, and you are never able to link them up properly if that's the case. So that's issue that you are having with the SharePoint needs to be sorted before everything else, unfortunately. But whatever it is on that Xref, for now, I'm not going to be able to fully check it, to be honest, because I need a drawing to see the dimensions and everything else. I'm not going to spend time putting dimensions that I'm not going to use just so you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. So basically, the other drawing is also on SharePoint, right?
Yeah, it's in the published in the
work in progress
location as per the BIM policy in the width.
Yes. So I really need to be able to use SharePoint to open up the files. So it looks like I think it's
till you don't sort that issue, unfortunately, it's gonna be very hard for us to collaborate, because that's the whole idea of SharePoint, for collaboration between people. If that doesn't work, it destroys the whole idea behind it. So I can't work around it, especially because I have a couple of weeks left. I'm not really willing to do extra work like that.
Okay, it looks like Chris. It looks like it's working now. SharePoint. I think it's working. I've just
share the screen because I want to see something, Simon. Share your screen, please.
Yeah. So this one and then this one here. Yep. So I've just said this one here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna request control. Anyway.
Yeah.
What file is this? Is from the SharePoint?
Yeah. This is from the SharePoint. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. This is from the SharePoint. Yeah.